Out of all the tailed beasts, the power of the kyuubi is a legend unto its own. A very strong argument can be made that the full power of the kyuubi is enough to dwarf the combined power of the remaining 8-tailed beasts. In the years after the end of the 4th Great Ninja War, a group of Anbu, loyal to Danzo, successfully created what is known as the tailed beast drug, which was created from the DNA left at the site of the final valley, where both Naruto and Sasuke fought each other and ended up losing one of their arms in the process. This drug, which I've already covered in another couple of videos, granted the user the power of the kyuubi. The threat that these ninja posed when the battle took place was so great that Kakashi called Naruto Uzumaki the true Jinchuriki of the kyuubi to assist him in protecting the village. At the center of the massive attack was Sakura Haruno, who not only fought a life and death battle with the person responsible for the creation of these drugs, but also fought this battle with the intention of clearing the name of Sasuke Uchiha. In today's video, I'm going to share with you all the true full details of this fight. The information is given to us in the Naruto epilogue novel, Sakura's Story, Love Riding the Spring Breeze. It's in this novel that Sakura Haruno is creating her medical clinics in Konoha as well as the other ninja villages with the intention of helping those who have been traumatized by the 4th Great Ninja War. It's on a trip to the Hidden Sand village that she learns from Gar that someone is claiming to be Sasuke Uchiha and is gathering forces to revolutionize against the 5 great nations. It's from here that Sakura's quest to clear Sasuke's name that she comes face to face with the man responsible for framing Sasuke Uchiha, and that man is a man named Kido. Kido had done just a good enough job that the Raikage proposed a 5 Kage summit to discuss the execution of Sasuke, which is exactly why it was imperative for Sakura to uncover the information to clear his name. He'd also done a good enough job that Sasuke briefly quit his redemption journey. However, it wasn't for the sake of clearing his name, but instead it was to rescue Sakura from Kido. However, Sakura manages to get free, and after a battle that includes several Anbu cloaked in the tailed beast chakra, it caused enough chaos that Kakashi called Naruto to help him stop the crisis. Like always, it will be here that I'll begin to narrate selected passages from the novel that cover Sakura's portion of this fight. The scene we're about to explore picks up just after Kido fires off several lightning style jutsu as a diversion, which Sakura evades while leaving Sai and Ino alone to deal with the last member of Kido's team. And it's here that I'm gonna begin quoting. A wind tore through the forest, making Sakura's hair dance around her head. Well, shall we get started? Kido said. Without responding, Sakura hit the palm of her hand with her left fist. The sound echoed through the forest, the signal for the start of the fight. Kido kicked off a branch and closed the distance between them. They came together, exchanging kicks and punches before pulling apart. Kido suddenly began waving his arms. Once again, bolts of lightning shot towards her. Dodging, Sakura bounded from branch to branch to branch as she closed in on Kido. Her fist, thrust out before her, connected directly with Kido's chest. He let out a cry of pain and then disappeared in a burst of crackling electricity. Damn it! It's a lightning-styled shadow clone! Sakura clicked her tongue. The original Kido was behind Sakura. To her left, he wove signs, moving both hands as if drawing a circle in the air. Lightning style, bear trap jutsu. An enormous circle of lightning in the shape of a bear trap came whizzing through the air, ready to close tightly around her. She wasn't going to be able to dodge it. Building up a thick concentration of chakra in the palms of her hands, she caught hold of the electric blades, snapping in front of her on both sides, the enormous mouths closing in on her. The blades stubbornly continued to press down on her. With a battle cry, she focused her strength and repelled the trap, sparkling electricity as it vanished. Sakura gasped as Kido took out a light purple capsule. It's the tailed beast drug. Kido had grown 9 tails. No way! Is he turning into a tailed beast? Kido's body changed in a way that was different than when his subordinates took the tailed beast drug. The light purple chakra explosively grew larger. Kido's skin began to change. The chakra around his body became something like hard skin, much different than the semi-transparent film-like substance that cloaked his subordinates. 9 tails. The amount of chakra he was emitting, it was overwhelming. There's 9 tails. Sakura sprang forward and immediately felt a roaring wind at her back. He's only waving his tails. She heard the splintering crack of an enormous tree falling in the wind. generated by those tails that landed on each of the branches. She intended to drop to a defensive posture, but the branch underneath her feet was destroyed just by the pressure of the tail. Sakura was thrown into the air. She didn't fall to the ground. Instead, a tail shooting from the side struck directly in her body. Sakura flew through the forest, smashing through branch after branch after branch. If she hadn't sent chakra through her entire body, the single blow would have knocked her unconscious, knocked her from the fight. Her back slammed into a massive tree trunk. With a creak, she finally came to a stop. She started to slide down the trunk, but she bounced into a counterattack. Dodging the 9 tails, flailing with just a hair's breadth, she drew back her fists. Kido continued to launch his tails in rapid succession, with Sakura dodging each of them. She drove a fist into his chest. The reactive force from her punch against his hard skin threatened to shatter her own body. However, with a crack, it began to appear where she hit him. The cracked outer skin repaired before her very eyes instantaneously, like that of a real Jinchuriki. Sakura gasped. What's going on here? In armor, with unusual hardness, with the ability to self-regenerate, topped with the 9 tails being launched at will, the attacks, they were impossible to predict. What was she gonna do? This just keeps getting worse and worse. Fighting him alone, it wasn't the best idea. Kido wove a sign with both hands. It's the same jutsu as before. The lightning style bear trap. The circle of electric teeth came snapping at Sakura. She knew she wouldn't be able to stop it this time. The jutsu was enhanced by the tailed beast drug. It was several orders of magnitude faster and way more destructive than before. Unable to retreat or outright avoid the attack, Sakura did the only thing she could. She leapt through the circle of lightning and punched Kido with her fist. A tail shot out of nowhere, but she dodged. Another tail shot out, and she dodged again, but the third tail hit. She flew backwards and slammed into an enormous tree, forcing the air from her lungs. She nearly lost consciousness. She clenched her teeth, dodging the tail snaking towards her. Over time, she wasn't able to get closer to Kido than she did before. One tail snaked suddenly, sharply, and she couldn't get out of the way. The thick tail plunged through her stomach, but she ignored the pain shredding her body and continued to run. I won't die here, Sakura shouted. Ninja art, regeneration. Sakura's body swelled with chakra, and a design rose up on her forehead. The cells where her body had been pierced divided rapidly, healing the wounds. However, the tail was still plunged through her midsection. She couldn't close up the wound, so close to her organs. Screaming in pain, Sakura charged forward. His tail still pierced through her body, firmly lodged inside of her. Sakura closed the distance between them and launched punch after punch after punch. She couldn't get another chance to press in this close on her enemy. It wouldn't present itself to her again. She wanted to get as many blows as she could. She punched in rapid succession, but the surface of Kido's body failed to crack. With a roar, Kido waved the tail pierced through Sakura's body, and her body slid off of the tail. Desperately focusing her chakra, Sakura continued to close the wound where it pierced her. Sakura gasped at Kido. Arriving in front of Kido, she hurled her fist at him, hit after hit after hit. She screamed as she beat at her opponent. He tried to dodge or guard against her, but she continued her attack in the same spot over and over and over again. She saw a momentary lapse in his guard and pummeled her fist towards him yet again. She watched a single crack race across the hardened outer skin. Sakura shouted, but before she could react, she saw a highly concentrated chakra being readied inside of his mouth. Oh no, it's a Biju bomb! Sakura shouted as she crossed her arms in front of her face. Immediately, a lump of chakra was launched from Kido's mouth. The moment it left Kido's mouth, the ball of chakra swelled in size as it headed towards Sakura. Somehow, she managed to avoid a direct hit, but half of her body was still struck. Sakura cried out in pain. The impact was tremendous. She was sent flying across the woods until she slammed into an enormous boulder, cracking it as she came to a stop. Sliding onto the ground, she couldn't stand right away. Just breathing sent fierce pain rushing through her body. Her limbs didn't move properly at first, but eventually she finally managed to stand up. "I won't stop," Sakura spat, her voice hoarse from screaming and the pain that came from breathing. Kido cocked his head to the side. Sakura smiled as he noticed it. The thin crack running along his skin, it wasn't healing this time. The pieces in the center were beginning to peel away. "The cells in that place, they're dead," Sakura said as his chest continued to peel off and fall away in chunks. While I pounded on your chest, I sent healing chakra into it. It instantly repaired the cracks that appeared. I made it look like you weren't being hurt, so I could speed up the death of those cells in your body. The number of times the cell in your bodies can divide is limited. At some point they die off. Sakura clenched her fist. One more hit, Sakura thought. Staggering at first, Sakura started running to launch one final blow. In her field of view, she saw Kido's mouth opening yet again. "Damn it, it's another Biju bomb!" Dropping low, 10 meters in front of Kido, she slammed her fist into the ground. The earth shook, and Kido wobbled as he lost his balance. In that brief instant, Sakura danced up the debris right before him. With the last bits of her chakra, she slammed her fist into Kido's chest. She felt her fist snap at the perfect hit. Kido flew through the air, cutting down enormous trees, ripping the earth, and pulverizing massive boulders. Blood flew from Kido's mouth, shifting his brain into bits as memories from the depths of his brain appeared. Several fierce collisions thundered through the air before the forest finally fell silent. End quote. Now, I don't know about you, but this is a fight that I would have loved to have seen in the Naruto Shippuden anime when they adapted the Naruto epilogue novels. Imagine seeing Sakura being pierced by a Biju chakra tail, blood dripping from the wound as she used the chakra that was released, that was stored inside of her seal, to heal the wound while running through that same tail itself, basically inflicting damage on her body while healing the previous injuries. Imagine seeing Sakura practically tank a Biju bomb at point blank range, hit with so much force that just breathing became a problem for her. One thing that I love about the Sakura epilogue novel is that Sakura's character is given a true purpose, it's given a drive, it's given a journey to follow. When she learns that Kido is trying to frame Sasuke while undermining the peace that Naruto worked so hard to establish, the same peace that Sasuke felt that he needed to go on to a redemption journey in order to protect it, she decides to take on Kido despite being unsure she can actually win. Just the pressure from the tails being waved around, snapped branches, and when she didn't send enough chakra through her body fast enough, it nearly knocked her unconscious. In a callback to part 1 of Naruto, we see the classic maneuvers of the move hidden behind the move, much like you did when you saw Tamari and Shikamaru fight during the Chunin exams. First, after having a chakra tail not only pierce her body, but completely run through it, Sakura uses that moment to put her plan into action. She uses the shock value of running through the actual tail, ripping through her body and causing more wounds to open up, all while simultaneously healing herself. Imagine being impaled by a sword and then running through that same sword in order to attack your enemy. The pain that you would experience would be insane, so great that most people would pass out if not die from the same maneuver. Then Sakura struck Kido's body while healing the exact same spot that she struck so as to make it appear that he'd been unharmed, lulling him into a false sense of security, all while she was killing the cells in that one area that she punched. She kept enduring pain until Kido's body had split its cells to its breaking point, which allowed her the chance to land one final blow to end this battle. For Sakura, winning this battle alone is impressive because Naruto and Kakashi were on their way. Sasuke was also in this area with the intention of saving Sakura. The Sakura of old would have been bailed out by her teammates, but Sakura pushed her own doubts and overcame seemingly impossible situations in order to get the win for this victory. This would have been a magnificent battle for the anime to show. So what did you guys think? Do you want more from the Sakura epilogue novel, including the scenes leading up to this magnificent fight? Would you like to see the details of the Sai, Ino, and Sakura battle as they fought against the different Anbu who took this tail beast drug? But as always guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching the end of the video guys.